Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and the 34th World Tournament is over for JP Dokkan, where we got this Hellfighter 17 as the World Tournament reward card. Global had this for their last World Tournament before they got the Kale and Caulifla. This guy's really good. Like, those three, the Kale, Caulifla, and then, of course, this Hellfighter 17 are all exceptional, very, very strong units. Hellfighter 17 is a very decent support type unit for Android and Artificial Lifeform, two, solid categories. So this guy will be good. Also, I should point out that this character, Hellfighter 17, and that whole saga in general, the Super 17 saga, are very, very, very underutilized in Dokkan. So I would like to see like a whole celebration based around that saga. They could give us new versions of a lot of the Z fighters. They could give us new versions of a lot of the villains that could be added to like revived warriors or Otherworld warriors and stuff like that. Like, they could do a lot of good stuff. Like, a Rildo. Like, because Rildo fights in the Baby Slash Black Star Dragon Ball saga. Then he comes back during the Super 17 saga and he fights Gohan for a while, right? Like, there's a lot of things they could do. And again, we don't really have a Gohan or a Goten that's usable from GT. There's a lot of stuff that Dokkan still has yet to do despite being 5 years in. This was a good World Tournament to grind out this guy. Again, he will be good, especially when like a new Super 17 drops or like a transforming Super 17 drops or something like that. But let's go ahead and see how good this World Tournament reward card Hellfighter 17 is. Alright guys, so we are taking a look at Hellfighter 17, and we are here on the Artificial Lifeform team. Keep in mind that there is a lot of crossover on the Artificial Lifeform team with the Android category team, but it does make Hellfighter 17 very good at his job, basically, right? The 20% attack, 10% defense he gives to both the Android category as well as the Artificial Lifeform category will be quite good. So, let's go ahead and see what our boy is, how well he can handle himself. I'm going to put him in this second slot right here because I would like to show off his dodging ability, right? Hellfighter 17 does actually have a high chance, a 50% chance of dodging enemy attacks, including super attacks. So that is something that is going to be very, very common with our boy. 540k is pretty good. I mean, again, we're only in the Artificial Lifeform team, which does not yet have a true category leader. I really would like to see that team get a leader. Honestly, with Baby as like a 4-key leader, the team does work super well, and obviously Baby is super strong, but, the team definitely could be even better. Like, we could get definitely way stronger sort of options for this team. I do feel like eventually we can get sort of a transforming Cell. Super 17 could get an EZA. We get like a fusion unit that of Hellfighter 17 and Android 17 that would, become Super 17. Like, there's a lot of stuff that they could do. I think that would be very, very interesting for the Artificial Lifeform category. I mean, we'll see whenever they're going to decide to actually go back to this saga, right? The Super 17 saga, right? Like, there's some units that they've released. Honestly, we would need another Super Saiyan 4 Goku because we don't have a Super Saiyan 4 Goku from that saga. Now, Goku does do basically Vegeta's final explosion in that saga, right? So we could get a Super Saiyan 4 Goku for the Super 17 saga, and then like that final explosion attack he does against Super 17, that could be the attack he does. Or maybe he could be some sort of unit that powers down, right? Like an exchange mechanic unit, maybe Super Saiyan 4 Goku into Kid Goku, that would then do the Dragon Fist. Like, there's definitely some interesting options they could do for our boy, for the whole Super 17 saga in general. And like Dragon Ball GT stuff always seems to do incredibly well on Dokkan, right? Like, the units are always super overpowered at the time of their release. They always sell incredibly well. So, like, I am actually very eager for them to go back to the Dragon Ball GT. Right now, I'm recording this about 10 days before Golden Week is going to start. Normally, we would find out what the Dual Dokkan Fest is for Golden Week a couple of days, because I'm recording this on April 14th. And I feel like we would get the, V-Jump like a couple days from now, maybe on the 17th or something like that. But I saw that V-Jump actually was canceled this month because of the pandemic currently going on. So we're going to have to wait until they drop the super attacks, or a data download happens, or I suppose, a notice in the news happens, or perhaps even the French data miners would drop some info. Occasionally they do still drop some stuff, but they don't do it too often. nowadays, but we'll see. I mean, it is a bummer because typically in, you know, the sort of April issue of V-Jump, they do show the dual Dokkan Fest, right? Like, well, last year they showed Trunks and Zamasu. 2 years ago, they actually showed Evolution Blue Vegeta, who was the Golden Week unit at the time. So, you know, it is unfortunate, but, you know, that's the whole world's kind of going through it, right? So it's, you know, just gonna have to deal with it. Okay, so Hellfighter 17, is that an attack link he has with Baby? No, it's not. It's not. Okay. Because, yeah, 85, 585, and then he's at... Yeah, okay, so we'll do this. We'll test out Hellfighter 17 and his dodging ability, which, you know, should be pretty good. I think it's going to be fairly consistent, you know, 50% chance, of course, for him to dodge. So let's see how this works. Okay, so he didn't dodge there. 28k is a lot. Dodging, okay. Dodging. All right, very good, very good. And then, yeah, there we go, exactly 50%. Thank you, Hellfighter 17. Now, remember that for some of these units like Baby, Hellfighter 17, he's only giving Baby 20% attack and 10% defense. Same with, like, Kid Buu. But then a unit like Cell or Android 13, hit them, he's giving 40% and the 20% defense, right? Regardless, I do think this Hellfighter 17 is easily one of the best World Tournament reward cards. A very, very powerful unit nonetheless. So, all right, let's go ahead and head over to the Android category team now. Alright guys, so now we are on the Android Saga, or excuse me, the Android team. Not the Android Saga, but the Android team. We have a nice rotation of double LR Androids for our boy Hellfighter 17. That is only a 55% in the dupe system version of the LR Android, so I don't expect they'll be able to one-shot this Angel Golden Frieza. I am in the Angel Golden Frieza event, by the way, to rack up some medals, because it does look as though chances are pretty good that we are going to see a LR of Angel Golden Frieza. Presumably help for the representatives of Universe 17, which has me very, very excited, actually. As long as this Frieza does not lower Superclass Allies' attack from his passive the way the Dokkan Fest version does, then this is going to be a very nice asset to help the representatives of Universe 17. Because, you know, Frieza did have a ridiculously monster role, obviously, in Team 7 winning. I mean, you know, LR Goku and Frieza, think about how that finished out, right? So, you know, it does. I'm totally cool with him getting an LR. I think that would be very, very awesome. And again, at the moment, it does appear as though that's what we're going to get, is an LR for Golden Frieza. I mean, there's no confirmation yet. Again, I'm recording this on the 14th. I think we probably will, on the 15th, get some sort of Twitter preview. I would be very surprised if they did not do a summonable LR as part of this celebration. And again, Angel Golden Frieza, you know, with his event having just been extended and stuff like that, does seem very possible and very, very likely to me. So, you know, we will sort of see exactly how that's going to play out and stuff like that, right? Android 13, by the way, in a lot of these Dokkan events is quite good. You know, because, again, like, especially when you're on, like, a full Android team and he's not transformed, like, all the additional buffs he's giving to the rest of the team, the ki, the attack, the defense, how strong he just is in general, it's just very, very good overall for this Android category team for sure. Alright guys, so this is Unified Desire of Vengeance Hellfighter 17. Now, again, I think Hellfighter 17 really is due for a very, very high level upgrade. I mean, he does have very small screen time, but they easily could make him some sort of, like, fusion unit into Super 17. I think that would be very easy for them to do. Hopefully, if they did that, they would add him and Super 17 to the fusion category, which, you know, just extra units on that team certainly would not hurt. But right now, Hellfighter 17 only has 2 free-to-play units and then a very old-ass banner unit, right? I mean, maybe they would give that Hellfighter 17 an EZA, but he would EZA from the Super 17 EZA, which could still be as far as a year off. So, you know, they need to just give us a new Hellfighter 17 card, period. His super attack is the Hellbreaker, which does supreme damage and lowers enemy attack. His passive skill, Plan in Action, gives him a high chance of evading enemies' attacks, including super attacks. That is a 50% chance. Then Android category allies get 20% attack and 10% defense. And then Artificial Lifeform category allies get 20% attack and 10% defense. So on all 3 of Hellfighter 17's category teams, he is going to be very good because those teams are just littered with Android and Artificial Lifeform units, right? His 3rd category, of course, is the Target Goku team, led by Android 13. So, you know, there's just this guy's going to be good. Like, I'm going to be very curious to see what the awakenings are going to look like for a lot of these units that do this, that give the 20% attack and 10% defense to categories. Like, maybe would they just make it 20% attack and 20% defense after they awaken, or what? I'm not really too sure, but, you know, we would eventually see. Hellfighter 17's links are Android Assault, Fear and Faith, Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, Shocking Speed, and GT. So he has very, very good links. That's why, like, a Dokkan Fest Hellfighter 17 would be very interesting to me. And I will continue to campaign that the Android Assault link at defense plus 1,000 needs to be amended, and I think it needs to be attack and defense plus 10%. I think that would be very fair, and, you know, so many different Android units have got that, so that would be a nice buff to the Android category team. Now, the Android category team is super, super good, but it's not like people are running it left and right? So give buffs to teams people aren't running. I mean, I understand that that would mean the Pure Saiyan team as well, but I've already offered several solutions to that, including putting Kefla, Vegito, and Gogeta on the Pure Saiyan category, and then boom, things change. People are going to be running the hell out of that Pure Saiyan category. So that is definitely one of the changes, one of the moves that Dokkan needs to make in the future. Hellfighter 17's 12 key multiplier is 140%, which is fine for a free-to-play unit of this level. And then he is on, again, 3 category teams as of right now. The Android category team, which, you know, got a lot of buffs from, like, the 300 million download celebration on, right? So, like, starting with, well, I mean, really even before that, starting with the Android Saga story event, you know, we got Prime Battle Cell, that 18, LR Cell, you know, 16, who's okay, Cell, well, you know, he's okay, but I hate him. You know, Cell Jr., the LR androids, these good free-to-play androids, you know, the Android 13 stuff, then second form Cell finally got a good unit, so they've definitely done good with the Android team. Then he's also on the Artificial Lifeform team. Again, has gotten a lot of buffs since that 300 million download celebration, or slightly before. Even the Dragon Ball Heroes units are pretty good here, right? Like, you know, Kid Buu Babidi, Baby Janemba, stuff like that is super, super useful for this Artificial Lifeform category. I still feel like there was a missed opportunity with 13 not being the Artificial Lifeform category leader, but it is what it is. And then finally, Hellfighter 17 is on the Target Goku category team, right? Because he was built in hell by Dr. Mew and Dr. Gero in order to, you know, get revenge on Goku. Oh. Huh. I wonder if Hellfighter 17 should probably be on revenge then as well, huh? It just occurred to me. We also could use a card for Dr. Mew and Dr. Gero, by the way. I mean, Dr. Mew would be on the Artificial Lifeform category. You know, he could be a nice little support type unit for that team. Like, there's just so much Dokkan needs to do. They're going to get to it, right? Because something like the Cooler's Armored Squadron just didn't have cards in the game, right? Or like 14 and 15 didn't. Second Form Cell didn't have a good card. So, like, they're getting to a lot of this stuff, you know. I know every single update, it does seem like it's just saying, but they're going to get to a lot of this stuff sooner rather than later. So, thanks guys for watching. Hellfighter 17 is super good, and I'll catch y'all next time.